Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Audi E-Tron Gt. This is where passion, courage, and curiosity come together and progress emerges. The car symbolizes the Audi DNA and the ambition to shape the future of premium mobility. Looking at it, you can see, or I should say, you can feel that this car perfectly embodies Audi's innovative and pioneering spirit. Stephen, you know what? I think this is a clear trailblazer that allows Audi to rethink technology. For me, the car is the most sophisticated take on intelligent performance. Markus, what do you think?
Well, the E-Tron GT is the first battery electric model from Audi with a flat floor architecture. It shows what intelligence, performance, emotional design and sustainability mean to us and brings Vorsprung durch Technik to the road with 100% electric quattro drive, torque vectoring and four-wheel steering.
Can I touch it? Can I
Careful,
feel it?
careful.
Can I drive it?
No.
Okay, let's
Maybe
talk about
later.
that later. Let's discuss that later. There's so many different questions popping up in my head. So I'm just going to fire away. Hildegard and Markus. First of all, how does all of that, what we can see and what you just said, translate into numbers? And, very importantly, what about the acceleration?
Well, Stephen, a lot of questions, but I'm standing next to the Audi RS E-Tron GT, the high-performance model. And this car brings Vorsprung durch Technik to the road. You ask about electrical range? From 433 up to 472 kilometers, according to WLTP. That should take you quite a while. Top speed, 250 kilometers per hour. It's the most powerful Audi ever built. But you ask for acceleration? Ready to take this? From 0 to 100? 3.3 seconds. But you know, equally important for electric cars is the charging time. So charging time up to 80% capacity with up to 700 kilowatt at an 800 volt charging station. Less than 23 minutes. You better rush with your coffee break.
These are really impressive numbers. And I have to say that the E-Tron GT has fascinated me since my very first day at Audi. And I'm very happy that I was able to contribute to the car in terms of suspension and handling as we approach the finish line.
Hildegard, there's still one more question, not only important to me, but probably most people out there. What makes the E-Tron GT sustainable?
Yeah, I think, Stephen, clearly the electric drive of the Audi E-Tron GT is the perfect combination of powerful performance and high efficiency. And it comes from a plant that is CO2 neutral production on balance already today. But also there are recycled materials in the interior, like the seat fabric, and that is another proof of our sustainability approach in here. But you know, Stephen, I just love the design.
And I do too. And design is my cue, so thank you. A little Audi rhyme. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to introduce you to the man behind the design of the E-Tron GT. He has designed more than 100 cars and invented a new Audi design language along the way. When he's not spending time in designing and creating new cars, he loves to sail and win the prestigious sailing race Kieler Woche. And I've heard that every time he enters the design studio, he puts the clock forward 4 years. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Marc Lichte.
Hi, Markus.
Hey, Marc.
Hello, Hildegard.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Marc.
Stephen.
Congratulations. It's fantastic to have you on the show. I mean, this is your baby. And I have one simple and straightforward question. Could you sum up the experience of giving birth to the E-Tron GT in one single sentence?
Yes, I can, but Steven, before, I have to tell you one thing.
Okay.
Ever since I was a young boy, I have been dreaming to become a car designer. And many years later, the dream came true. And today I'm working for more than 20 years as a professional designer. And with my team, we designed many very attractive, some iconic cars, for example, the Audi S7. But to answer your question, to sum up, this beauty here is by far the most attractive car I've ever drawn.
But I know it's not the last beautiful car he has designed, so more to come, actually.
You are right.
A very proud father. Mark and I love it too. I heard that the E-Tron GT is not only just another new design car, but the icon of a new era. Could you tell us why, especially, and what it meant for you to design it and create it?
Now you have to know that the E-Tron GT is the first battery electric vehicle based on a low-floor platform. And because of this, you have to know that aerodynamics are very important for an EV, because you can extend the range. And that's why we came up with a complete new design process. Before we did the first sketch, we went with the whole team for many weeks to the wind tunnel. And during this time, we create the volume and the shape of the car. And by this, we came up with some really sophisticated aerodynamic ideas, like the flush single frame, like this air curtain here, like the flush rocker, and my favorite detail, like this super fast, almost streamlined shaped roofline. And and all these features together are the reason why we left the wind tunnel with a very low drag coefficient of 0.2. And that's the reason why we could increase the range by many, many miles.
But that's not all.
That's not all. No, talking about design. Steven, you have to know that the basis for good design are proportions. And these proportions are simply awesome. But the proportions are defined by the package. And this package, I have to say, is a technical masterpiece. There's a huge battery pack located in the floor, 95 kilowatt. It's very big. It is a real four-seater, and the result is that the overall height is 2 inches less than an S7. And the reason is that the engineers came up with a battery pack which has different height levels. And that's the reason why even a tall guy like me is able to have enough head clearance in the second row. And that's why this car it's a new or modern or very progressive interpretation of a classical GT. That means proportions like a super sports car and the usability of a real four-seater, and that's something completely new. And talking about details, please have a look to this super progressive daytime running lights. That is the next step in our light technology, this X, which visualizes laser light technology. The taillights are matching perfectly to the headlights, the precise LED band which are running in these vertical elements. And this creates a unique and progressive expression. And, Steven, my favorite detail, have a look to this muzzle. That's the widest muzzle we ever designed at Audi. And to sum it up, the E-Tron Gt embodies in perfection the next level of Audi's design language.
Mark, it's so great to listen to people who are so passionate and loving of their work. And once again, congratulations. And thank you very much for taking us behind the scenes and giving us an inside look on how you and your team have achieved and designed this amazing car.